Hello everybody, thank you for coming by. I've been wanting to do a video. This is going to be an astrology video, so primarily about astrology, but I will draw a random oracle card for each of the signs at the end, very briefly. I've been wanting to talk to you guys about the importance of the rising sign or the ascendant sign, especially as it comes to astrology and soulmates. Now, soulmates, of course, I'm not just talking about romantic. They can come in the form of family, friends, and yes, lovers for sure. But when it comes to your rising sign, for me as an astrologer, that plays a big role in soulmate astrology. There's several reasons for that. A lot of people think of the ascending sign as being only a sign that you project outward. In other words, how other people perceive you, or a part of your persona in a way. I don't look at it that way at all. It's based on the point that the sun sets on the eastern horizon at the exact time of your birth. It's that point on the horizon. So it is what's out there, the future, your horizon. It's where you're headed. And it's not about your sun sign not being indicative of your personality. It is, especially in the early part of your life, yourself. Your sun sign is about developing the ego. When you go towards your rising sign, it's about incorporating the whole self, because the north and the east and west horizons, it's the balance. That's part of it. There's a lot of interesting things I've come across when I'm studying relationship astrology. I like to do, there's a couple of methods you can do, but I like to use the synastry chart. And that's when you take your birth chart and their birth chart, and you kind of lay them on top of each other and measure out the nodal contact, or the points of contact and stuff. There's certain planets and placements that I look for when I'm doing soulmates. And again, this can come in the form of family and other things like that. Anybody can be transformative in that way. And it depends on what you believe about past lives as well. That's also somewhere you can go with astrology. Of course, this is all what I call intuitive astrology or astrotarology, where you can incorporate the tarot into this as well. And it's an excellent thing to do, especially when it comes to relationships. But I digress. We're here to talk about the rising sign. The rising sign is often a sign in your chart that causes a discordance for you. It's out of your comfort zone. It's where you don't exactly feel comfortable to shine like you do with your sun sign. Your rising sign, again, is where you're headed. And so it can make you uneasy. Whatever sign your rising is in, that energy can cause you that kind of feeling, and it's something that you need to step into and incorporate a lot more. Thus, many times our rising sign will appear in our life in the form of people or relationships. For instance, I'll use myself. I have a Scorpio rising. I have had 3 transformative romantic relationships with Scorpio men. All 3 of them born on the same day, a different year. But then my eldest granddaughter was born the day after. Scorpio rising, there's something I learned from that relationship contact that's formative of my future. And it can appear in parental relationships a lot. I've seen that as well. If you have a Cancer rising, for instance, your mother might have strong Cancer. That does happen, but you get where I'm going with that. And there's certain contacts in the chart as well. Like, again, I'll use my own chart because it's the most direct example. The North Node, for instance, is often found in the same sign. Not always, but often. I've seen it in the same sign as your rising sign. Then it's like doubly important because your North Node is your destiny. It's where you're being called forward. Your soul's purpose, your horizon, right? What you're shooting for on a soul level. And again, it's not about leaving behind the South Node, which would more like be your sun sign in a sense. It's about the traveling between and the balance of. It's very interesting. And when it comes down, I was going to say, for instance, I do have North Node in Scorpio, and there's my rising sign, and there's all of those important Scorpio relationships in my life. And my 8th house, which is Scorpio's house, is full of planets. I have 5 planets in there, not all in Scorpio, but 5 planets there. So as you can see, the rising sign becomes very important in many, many occasions. When we're talking about soulmate astrology, something else I look for is if your rising sign and their North Node are the same. Again, when we're talking about soulmates, it doesn't have to be about romantic love. It means that there's a destined purpose. You definitely have something to do together here. North Node being your calling. I do look at that with South Node as well, and rising signs, because there could be an important lesson for you to learn from that person too, or that relationship. So rising signs being taken down to just the kind of your outward expression, I actually feel that's a bit of a misnomer in that sense. But when it also comes to synastry or relationships, it's an important part of the destined purpose there. House placements matter, of course. Unfortunately, in order to accurately determine your rising sign and, of course, your person's, you do need the exact time of birth. And a lot of people don't have that, which I get. I am a mother. Many of us don't remember. I mean, I do. I'm an astrologer, but you get my point. You can reverse engineer charts to determine that. And there's a lot of good astrology tools and astrologers out there if you're that interested. There's so many points in the outer chart that I look at as a relationship astrologer. And there's many points of destiny involved in that. The North Node is, the rising sign is often overlooked, but it shouldn't be. And it shouldn't be in us either. It's an important part of our balance to our personality, and it's often where we're stepping into. I mean, it's kind of like a traveling through that balance through your whole life. Your rising sign is a very important part. I'll just say one more thing. The rising sign lives in the 1st house. That's the house of Aries, the self, Mars energy. This is me. This is who I am. Rising. There's another point in the chart and that I look for when I'm doing synastry, and it's the descendant, which sits opposite to the ascendant in the 7th house, the house of relationships. In other words, the other, the 1st house, the rising sign. This is me. This is who I am. And then the 7th house, the relationship. So you can see how the rising sign becomes important there. Now, whatever sign sits on the cusp of your 6th and 7th house is opposite to your ascendant sign. So that doesn't mean that you necessarily need to be with a person of that particular sign. It means the principles of that sign are very important for you when it comes to the other and your sense of balance within the we, the 1st house being the me. The ascendant is very important because it can be pinpointed down to a couple of hours of birth time. Whereas your sun sign, did I say sun sign? That's your ascendant sign, if I said it wrong. Your sun sign is about every 28 days. So it's a lot more exacting, hence why it's the horizon where you refine to. If you have your ascending sign in the same as your sun, and I see that a lot too, the same principle applies. It just means the more elevated version of that elevated, the more rounded, fuller version of that sign is what you definitely need to incorporate. And also, it still means that sign could play an important role in your life. Trust me, as a Scorpio rising, my stepmother, who I'm very close to, also a Scorpio, not within those same days, but nevertheless. So I can testify to that for sure. It's a good tool for knowing. I could definitely go further with that first house, seventh house, but that's probably enough for people who aren't necessarily starry-eyed nerds like me. But relationship astrology, I'll do more on this. There's a lot of points, like I said, and contacts within the chart that I look for. But we are in Libra season. Today is the new moon in Libra, and that's pure Venus energy. It's not just about love, but yeah, it is. And it's cardinal Venus too. Libra is also about music and justice and harmony and all of that beautiful stuff. But I'm going to draw a couple, I'll draw one oracle love card, whichever one I'm drawn to for whichever sign. And this I'll focus on the rising sign if you know it. If you don't know it, listen anyway. You know, you could find messages in this for you. I'm just grabbing the romance angels, and I'm going to start with Libra rising in honor of Libra season. This could apply to any romantic relationship in your life if you're a Libra rising. That means Venus dominates your chart. So you know all about what I'm talking about. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. If you're a Libra rising or you're dealing with one, that's interesting. So make the effort. You might be feeling a little bit shy. And with a Libra rising, I can see that. There might be a challenge to overcome. Libra has a little bit of trouble with that, right? Because it's out of harmony. It's out of balance. This is saying it's worth making the effort to bring something into balance. Great love. Cardinal Venus, Libra. Let's go to a Scorpio rising. Scorpio rising, well, I was about to say one of my favorite placements, but let's see. Okay, we had two come out for Scorpio. Make the effort again, Scorpio. I put this randomly into the deck. So you could be dealing with a Libra. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. Wow. Okay, Scorpio, this could be an existing relationship. This could be worth putting in the effort to repair. It could be that this is like a committed situation or will lead to one. That's why it's worth it. Sag. Whoa. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Sag, you rule the house of faith. The ninth house is all about that spiritual knowing. I admire it so much. But trust is not the long suit of anyone in the zodiac, Sagittarius to me, because of that fierce independence and because of that need for respect, which is beautiful. Trusting isn't always the easiest. So there could be something you sense too, you know. It might be that you're afraid to have faith in something because you're afraid to maybe get let down, Saggy. Capricorn. If you have a Capricorn rising, or your person does. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Well, that's pretty straightforward. One or both of you could have children. You could have children together. But it could be impacting this relationship in some way. You never, I mean, that could apply in so many ways, right? Let me look on the bottom of the deck, Happy. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. It could be somebody you have children with. And that could be an issue or something between you, for sure. Or children somehow became a part of the problem at some point. And now there's a reconciliation. Aquarius. What do we have for Aquarius? Aquarius rising. I guess I'm sticking with the romance angels. I didn't want to put them down. And they are chatty, so let's go with it. Aquarius. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Interesting, Aquarius. Okay, what I'm getting here, Aquarius, is that you could be going away with somebody new after a recent separation. You could be separating so that you can, or the person you're coming towards you. But with honeymoon, it doesn't always mean a literal honeymoon. It can refer to the honeymoon period of a relationship. It could also mean that that period is over for some of you. Okay, Pisces. Okay, they're coming out in twos. Chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. And healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Sometimes, okay, your love life benefits. Healing family issues can mean a lot of things, right? This chemistry might be restoring a sense of confidence that you didn't know you had, and this could go back to childhood somehow. For sure, Pisces. Healing family issues with this chemistry card too. It could mean literally that. This could be a partner, an existing partner, where the chemistry between you is able to bring that sense of healing. That will differ. Okay. Aries. Aries rising. If you have an Aries rising, the North Node is currently in Aries, also opposite sign of Libra. This could be a very impactful time for you. Actually, any Aries placement if you have those. What do we have for Aries? Passion. Oh, you like that, Aries. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Yeah, Aries, not only is Libra your opposite sign, it's your fellow cardinal sign. Your cardinal fire. It's important to let yourself play. It's important to let your passion be ignited and to explore. It's a big part of the Aries personality. So that's very good advice. I'm going to look on the bottom in the hidden energies here. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. This is interesting, Aries. This could be somebody you want to express passion with in your group of friends. It could be somebody that, you want to get your friends to help you contact. Might want to find them somehow. Exciting, Aries. Taurus. What do we have for Taurus? Okay. Too many for Taurus. I'll take 2, not 3. Okay. Taurus rising. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Oh, Taurus, you're a fellow Venus sign. You're fixed Earth Venus, of course, so it can mean a bit of a different thing than it does for Libra, but still. It is still about beauty and nurturing and the good things in life. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Taurus, what? Who else had this? New love and reconciliation. I already forget. Okay, these two could be colliding in your life, Taurus. You could be just cultivating something new with somebody, and then somebody from your past comes back around, which is a rather uncomfortable position, but how Libra-like. It sits you in that 2 of Swords crossroads. You might need to make a decision, Taurus. This could be somebody around you as well. Or it could be that somebody from your past is coming back and it's like a new love. It's possible. Gemini. Honeymoon, Gemini. You could be hanging out with an Aquarius. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. That is super interesting. Okay, Gemini, same rules apply, but with the children part in your reading, it could be, again, you might have children that are kind of preventing this from being a possibility at the moment. It could be that that's, financial needs. Maybe you have child support, who knows? Something like that. But the time apart, you could be a single parent. Or not. Cancer. Cancer rising. Calling in your soulmate and attraction. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That's kind of, Cancer, what I'm getting is that you're working on your own kind of energy right now. That you want to be worthy energetically and vibrationally of your soulmate. So you're working on that part of you. And that's very beautiful. I like that, Cancer. What do we have for Leo? You understand, Cancer, that beautiful energy attracts beautiful things. Not always. Not always. We got to learn to differentiate. Okay. Leo, engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. You only got one too, Leo, so let's see what's hiding. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost it's dark in here, selves to each other, your bond deepens. So you could be building a closer intimacy with somebody if you have a Leo rising or you're dealing with someone that does. And the engagement, your love life is ascending. It doesn't, again, always mean a formal sense of engagement. It could mean your engagement with each other is deepening. It could just mean that your commitment to taking it deeper is increasing. And you're telling each other more intimate details. You're getting closer. That's nice. Leo risings. Where are we, Virgo? Virgo. Only one for Virgo, too. Stay optimistic about your love life. Virgo, that's always good advice for you if you ask me. And I mean that. I have Mars in Virgo. I mean that with love. Virgo is the sign of critical thinking, in my opinion. And I love that about the sign of Virgo and that energy. But staying optimistic is not always easy for the Virgoian types. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. What's on the bottom? Children. A lot of people are getting this. Your love life is being affected by children. Interesting. So Virgo, maybe you share children with somebody, and this is about staying optimistic that the relationship can stay together for some reason. That's just hitting me intuitively, and it might involve children. Also, Virgo, for some of you, again, you could have the problem I picked up before. And by problem, of course, I don't mean the kids. I mean, there could be details to do with looking after the children that sort of compromise the love life at the moment. That's certainly possible. Again, one or both of the people involved could be single parents as well. All right, you guys, that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed that. It's pretty interesting when you get into soulmate astrology. If you like this, let me know. Comment below or give a thumbs up or just a little like emoji of your sign, a crab or whatever. I love that. I'm going to, again, if you guys want, if you're into it, I'll do more. There's some, like I said, some more of the destined planets and outer contacts that are definitely important when we're looking at any kind of soulmate relationship. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I hope you're enjoying this new moon in Libra. It is beautiful energy. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now, guys.